Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 26-30 imply that the soap will have a new crossover storyline with The Young and the Restless. Plus, there's trouble in paradise for Isaiah Hawthorne and Eva Thomas, thanks to Catherine "Cat" Richardson. Next week, we'll have plenty of bombshell moments, so let's talk about all the juicy drama that will unfold. First off, Beyond the Gates spoilers note that another crossover storyline with the YNR could be on the horizon. Kat and Chelsea Hamilton prep for their Fenmore's meeting midweek, which is the very same Fenmore as luxury clothing store owned by YNR's Lauren Fenmore. It looks like the cousins and besties will hope that the brand will carry their Chelsea Cat purses. So how will the meeting go? While there's no confirmation that Lauren will be on BTG next week, there's always a chance that the new soap surprises fans, right? Then again, Lauren may head to Fairmont Crest at some point in the near future. After all, February sweeps is only a week away, so time will tell. Meanwhile, Kat will be a busy bee during the week of January 26th, as Beyond the Gates spoilers note that she'll be in for a shock, and her mom, Nicole Dupree, will give her an earful. It sounds like Kat will be surprised when she sees her mom all dolled up for a date with Dr. Carlton Fitzgerald. Still, she'll also be completely caught off guard when she sees her dad, Ted Richardson, out on a date with Shanice Johnson. Kat will have a lot of ideas running through her head after both moments, so will her mom offer some truth bombs, like Kat needs to let her parents live their lives? Will Kat like the idea of her dad with Shanice, or give him a hard time? Fans will have to tune in to find out. In other Kat news, she'll clash with Eva, except that, after the two sisters fight, Isaiah will be rubbed the wrong way by his girlfriend's actions. Will Kat become an issue for these two? Only time will tell. Speaking of Shanice, Leslie Thomas will plot a scheme, and it looks like the nurse will be her target. Leslie hates that Shanice has something with her teddy bear, so what kind of extremes will Leslie take to stop this budding romance? Across town, Bradley "Smitty" Smith will spend the entire night out of his family home, which will leave Martin Richardson shocked and possibly worried. Will Smitty share the news of his undercover case with Jacob Hawthorne? Whatever happens during their all-night investigation may cause friction between Jacob and his police chief dad, Elon Hawthorne, as the two will clash. Elsewhere, Naomi Hawthorne will continue to hide her BRCA gene results from Jacob. The only silver lining to all this is that she'll have Ashley Morgan to lean on. On the topic of Ashley, she'll play mediator when Derek Baldwin and Grayson Perez have an altercation. How ugly will this get between Ashley's ex and new love interest? Over to Bill Hamilton's he'll get some concerning news regarding some routine test results. Interestingly enough, his wife, Haley Hamilton, will continue to lose patience where her scheme to off Bill is concerned. Haley's frustration may turn to fear if Bill's test results come back filled with traces of poison. Back to Isaiah, Beyond the Gates. Spoilers for the week of January 26th hint that he'll get propositioned by none other than Danny Dupree. Still, Danny's interested in him for modeling, and modeling only. Will he accept her offer and join her agency? More on Danny, as Andre Richardson will plan a romantic surprise for her. After kissing Bill this past week, does Danny deserve such a wonderful husband? At the casino, Beyond the Gates. Spoilers for the week of January 26-30 imply that Joey Armstrong teaches someone a lesson, and this might be about Vanessa McBride's Lance Salander. He's the husband of an escort client, and Lance gave Vanessa a very hard time when he accosted her last week. Joey may feel as if he needs to pay the price for pushing his girlfriend around. So is Lance a goner? In more news about Vanessa, she'll prove she can handle her own business. So will she get even with Lance on her own terms? Finally, Anita Dupree will struggle with her breast cancer condition and chemotherapy. During the Monday, January 26th episode, Vernon Dupree and Sharon Winger will continue to worry about Anita's collapse, but it looks like she'll end up being okay. Still, as the days go by, Anita will suffer a loss, and it looks like she may start to lose her hair. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 26-30 imply some interesting moments over the next 5 days, as the chaos and campiness continue in Fairmont Crest. Beyond the Gates, spoilers here, and we're ready for our trip to Fairmont Crest, and we have some fun spoilery goodies to get us read. The week of Monday, January 26th to Friday, January 30th is going to be a fun one, as reactions will rule the week. Kat Richardson will be in her glory once more. She and Tomas Navarro will marvel at Nicole Richardson made up and looking good at Uptown. The problems will start when Tomas says she looks fine, and Kat's eyes will shine bright green with envy. Here we go! Meanwhile, Madison Montgomery looks like she's reached her end with Chelsea Hamilton thanks to Chelsea's drug use. Chelsea will tell her she's the love of her life, but Madison loves her so much she has to walk away. Oh boy, this is going to bring the feels. Beyond the Gates, spoilers are wondering as Kat was so spoiled and pampered, she never experienced complex emotions before. So often, she seems emotionally stunted, and being jealous of Tomas, thinking her mom is fine, is a stretch. Granted, Tomas slept with Eva Thomas before, but they weren't together then. He's committed to her, but now Kat's insecurity will switch to her mom. Kat may need shock therapy before this is over. We love Chelsea and Madison, but they've had their share of bumps. Their latest one comes courtesy of Chesley celebrating by getting some pills. Madison tried to warn her off, but Chelsea wouldn't listen. Madison walked on her then, and Chelsea still went ahead for the deal. Now, it looks like it's going to be a big topic, and it makes sense. As a doctor, Madison would know and hear a lot about the dangers of drug use, but Chelsea doesn't let it bother her. We expect there to be a fight between them over this. Chelsea will tell her she's the love of her life. Madison loves her, and it's because of that love she'll walk away. She'll hope to shock Chelsea into choosing her over drugs, but that could be a bit much to hope for. Chelsea will eventually choose her, but first, she won't understand Madison's reasoning. When she does, we expect Madison will be waiting for her. How badly will Kat and Chelsea react to the new obstacles in their way? Let us know in the comments below. Check back with Beyond the Gates spoilers for the latest updates, spoilers, and speculation around. For any other soap opera and entertainment news, please visit again Daily Soap Dish. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 26-30 reveal some interesting moments in Fairmont Crest. The soap will have another crossover storyline with the young and the restless, while Bradley "Smitty" Smith spends the night away from home. Plus, Grayson Perez and Derek Baldwin go toe-to-toe. Find out more about what will go down on the CBS soap below. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 26-30 hint at another crossover storyline with the Y&R, the show's sister soap. Chelsea Hamilton and Catherine "Kat" Richardson will prep for their Fenmore's meeting. Will the Y&R's Lauren Fenmore appear on the soap next week, or possibly at some point? It sounds like there's a possibility that the Chelsea Kat bags could be sold at Lauren's store, so it'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds. In other Kat news, she'll not only be in for a shock, but she'll also get an earful from her mom, Nicole Dupree. What could this be about? Across town, Martin Richardson will wonder where Smitty is, when he doesn't come home one night. Will Smitty tell him about his undercover investigation with Jacob Hawthorne? Meanwhile, it sounds like Naomi Hawthorne will continue to hide her BRCA gene results from Jacob. Plus, Jacob will have additional drama when he clashes with his father, Police Chief Elon Hawthorne. Elon will likely continue to worry about his son and the dire case he's in. Over at Bill Hamilton's law firm, the lawyer will put Tomas Navarro in his place. It sounds like he'll make it crystal clear that his partner status comes with a price, staying silent about his lip lock with Danny Dupree. As the days go by, Bill will try to reminisce with Vernon Dupree, but won't get a warm reception. The last tidbit on the Bill front is that he'll get some worrisome news from recent test results. Speaking of Bill and his medical scare, his wife, Haley Hamilton, will feel rejected. Will this be coming from Bill or another character? As the days go by, Haley will get frustrated at her lack of progress with her House Kill Bill scheme. Does she up her ante? Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 26th imply that Danny will proposition Isaiah Hawthorne. She'll likely offer him a modeling contract, or at least a meeting to talk about things. So will he accept it or fluff it off? Danny will also get a romantic surprise from Andre Richardson. But does she deserve this, considering the steamy kiss she shared with Bill last week? Over to Eva Thomas, she'll clash with Kat, which is nothing new, except this time around, it'll rub Isaiah the wrong way. In addition, Anita Dupree will be in dire straits during the Monday, January 26th episode, and as she collapsed during the Friday, January 23rd show, Vernon will be worried and turn to someone unlikely for help. It sounds like Anita will end up being okay. However, as the week of January 26th progresses, she'll mourn the loss of something. It could be that her chemotherapy starts to affect her hair, and she may start losing it. Plus, Vernon will get kicked out of the house, so will he be booted out due to a fight, or for a surprise? Beyond the Gates spoiler tease that Joey Armstrong will teach someone a lesson. Is this Vanessa McBride's client's husband, who gave her a hard time recently? Regardless, the blonde will also be preoccupied with some business matters during the week of January 26 to 30. Over to Leslie Tomas, who will set a trap for someone. Could this someone be Shanice Johnson? Leslie hates that Shanice is getting closer to her teddy bear, aka Ted Richardson, so she's gunning for the nurse. Finally, Ashley Morgan will attempt to play peacemaker when Derek and Grayson get into an altercation. Yikes, how ugly will things get between the two men? Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Monday, January 26th, 26. A new week in Fairmont Crest, and this weekend has dragged as we anxiously await news of what's wrong with Anita after she collapsed at the end of last Friday's episode. In Monday's show, Anita's in dire straits, so Vernon reaches out to an unlikely source for help. Anita has had a bad reaction to the chemo, or the cancer is more aggressive than anyone thought. Vernon has an array of favors to call on after all the help he has provided over the years, but this time, reaching out to unlikely sources may have him in someone's pocket for a change. In Monday's episode, Nicole updates Danny on a recent milestone and then does something drastic. This new milestone is likely the fact that she had only slept with one man, Ted, for decades, and that came to an end last week when a dinner date with Carlton ended with the two of them seeing what other sort of mischief they could get up to on the carpet in front of the fireplace at Nicole's house. Doing drastic things seems to be a go-to for Nicole, so no surprises there. But if I'm a betting man, and I am, Kial is in line for Nicole's attention, and teaser lines suggest that this week also. In Monday's episode, friends are going to support each other, and workplace banter could get someone in trouble. What do we have to look forward to? Ashley is there for Naomi, while Bill puts Tomas in his place. Tomas has already been checked for the impulsive running of his mouth, and today, we get to see Bill put his new junior partner on tilt. Make sure to check out The Scoop and the next week sneak peek for a deeper look into what's to come this week and what you have to look forward to from your favorite characters and not-so-favorite characters in the DMV. Beyond the Gates has an exciting week ahead of us with several secrets coming to light, some fracturing relationships, and some bringing about drastic reactions. There's a lot happening this week with Anita's health taking a turn for the worse and her home life in shambles. She might even end up facing a loss by the end of the week. On the other side, Nicole's love life is also at the forefront in the upcoming week, with her daughter judging her choices. However, Nicole isn't one to allow anybody to shame her, even if it is her own daughter. The tension and the drama on Beyond the Gates are bound to rise to unprecedented levels, with the bold moves being made, be it Nicole, Joey, Leslie, Chelsea, or even Danny. By the end of the week, the dynamics in Fairmont Crest will be completely altered. The previous week revealed Anita's shocking diagnosis and its ripple effects in the family. Things aren't getting better anytime soon, it appears, as the spoilers for the upcoming week state that her condition is set to deteriorate even further. Feeling helpless about everything that is going on with Anita's health, Vernon decides to get help from an unlikely source. However, this decision from Vernon, made in desperation, on Beyond the Gates, is set to have an unprecedented effect. By midweek, his actions have resulted in him being kicked out of his home. The spoilers also find Anita facing a devastating loss by the end of the week, while Vernon disdainfully rejects an opportunity to reminisce with Bill. The upcoming week is set to be an emotionally daunting one for their household. While medical crises take center stage in Fairmont Crest, Nicole has some bold moves to make when it comes to her personal life. In the previous week, she had been spending a lot of time with Carlton, making it seem like Kial was out of the picture. However, the spoilers for the upcoming week on Beyond the Gates state that nothing is set in stone. She is initially set to confide in Danny about a recent milestone, possibly getting intimate with somebody, and then making a drastic decision. However, later on in the week, Nicole will find herself getting closer to Kial. Nicole's daughter doesn't take too kindly to her mother's love life and tries to shame her for it. But Nicole is not one to mince words, putting her right back in her place. Finally, by the end of the week, Nicole invited someone into her bedroom on Beyond the Gates, a move that cements that she has complete autonomy and doesn't let shame guide her decisions. Beyond the personal drama on Beyond the Gates, secrets and schemes take center stage. Trouble might be ahead for Martin and Smitty as he starts wondering where Smitty was when he was absent all night. This doubt might rock the entire foundation of their relationship, as Martin finds himself losing trust in his husband. The previous week found Smitty making a deal with Jacob to team up on an organized crime case, but he will have to come up with answers when Martin asks him about his whereabouts. At the same time, Naomi is also hiding a big secret from her husband, and the upcoming week on Beyond the Gates will present her with challenges as she decides whether to come clean and continue weaving a web of lies. Keep watching Beyond the Gates on CBS to find out what happens. As the calendar turns to the final week of January, the residents of Fairmont Crest in Beyond the Gates will find themselves entangled in a web of lies that threatens to unravel their carefully polished lives. From Monday, January 26th to Friday, January 30th, the tension will reach a fever pitch. Spoilers indicate that personal vendettas and medical mysteries will collide, leaving several characters at a critical crossroads. If you thought the drama was slowing down, think again. The gates will be closing in on those harboring the darkest secrets. Disclaimer: this article is based on speculations and may include spoilers. The most chilling storyline in Beyond the Gates involves the escalating Black Widow plot. Spoilers suggest Haley will spiral into a panic as her plan for Bill's demise hits a major snag. With Bill gravitating toward his ex-wife Danny, Haley will fear that her chance to inherit the Dupree fortune is slipping away. In a bold move, she will seek out Andre to form a cold, calculated alliance. Spoilers indicate she will pressure Andre to help eliminate the Danny problem, reminding him that his own future is at stake. Speculations are that Andre will reluctantly agree to the strategy, realizing that Haley's failure would ruin his standing in the family hierarchy. This uneasy partnership will drive the week's most dangerous schemes. While Haley plots murder, Bill will be busy revisiting his romantic past. Spoilers indicate that the magnetic pull between Bill and Danny will finally culminate in a passionate kiss. This moment is expected to send shockwaves through their social circle, particularly since Bill remains legally tied to Haley. However, this romantic spark will be overshadowed by an immediate threat. As they share the kiss, they will be blissfully unaware that they are being watched. Spoilers suggest Tomas will witness the betrayal. In the world of Beyond the Gates, such a secret is worth more than gold, and Tomas will surely use this leverage over the Dupree patriarch. Friction between the show's power players will peak when Leslie enters the fray. Known for her territorial nature, Leslie will not tolerate the growing bond between her ex, Ted, and newcomer Shanice. Spoilers indicate Leslie will issue a sharp, unmistakable warning to her rival. As Shanice and Ted grow closer, Leslie will attempt to use her social status to intimidate Shanice. However, Shanice will prove she can hold her own against the fiercest personalities in Beyond the Gates. This confrontation will ignite a rivalry that threatens to divide the entire community. A life-threatening mystery will take center stage as Dr. Madison Turner delivers perplexing lab results to Bill. Spoilers suggest Bill will react with intense frustration, unable to explain his sudden health decline. While Madison searches for answers, viewers will know the grim truth. Haley has been systematically poisoning Bill with a concoction from Randy. Speculations suggest these results will be the first physical evidence of the toxin's damage. The race will be on to see if Madison can identify the substance before Haley completes her mission in Beyond the Gates. Naomi will find herself trapped by her own lies regarding the variant. Spoilers indicate that when she attempts to sneak away for research, Jacob will voice his growing suspicions. She will face a choice: confess, or double down on the lie. Meanwhile, Madison and Chelsea will hit a breaking point due to lifestyle clashes. Spoilers indicate an emotional ultimatum will be delivered, potentially ending the fan-favorite couple. Finally, a glamorous Nicole will return to Beyond the Gates with a hidden agenda, preparing to meet the mysterious Dr. Kial Rollins. The residents of Fairmont Crest dealt with a storm of raw emotion and sharp betrayals during the week of January 19th to 23. These recent episodes of Beyond the Gates hammered home the idea that in this wealthy neighborhood, skeletons rarely stay in the closet. Interestingly, the week kicked off with a reflective trip down memory lane. A special retrospective episode aired, allowing the audience to reconnect with the core scandals that defined the first season. This wasn't just filler. It served as a vital anchor, holding viewers before plunging them into the fresh medical emergencies and personal chaos that defined the new episodes. The plot on Beyond the Gates this week specifically focused on the Dupree family's high-stakes encounter with the BRCA gene mutation. The tension was thick as the sisters awaited their clinical results. While Nicole Dupree felt a massive weight lift off her shoulders upon hearing her test was negative, the news for Dani was life-altering. Dani learned she is a carrier of the mutation, a revelation that instantly changed her outlook on the future. This diagnosis did more than just cause personal heartbreak. It sparked a fire between the rival men in Dani's life. Bill, her former lover, and Andre, her current husband, found themselves in a tense standoff over who had the right to be her rock. But the real gut punch on Beyond the Gates came from Naomi Dupree. In an act of quiet, perhaps misguided heroism, Naomi chose to lie about her own positive results. She kept the truth buried to avoid crushing a family that was already exhausted from supporting Anita through her difficult chemotherapy sessions. The romantic dynamics of Beyond the Gates shifted violently as long, simmering chemistry finally boiled over. For months, Bill and Dani tried to play it safe, keeping their distance and respecting boundaries, but those defenses finally snapped. The two shared an intense, illicit kiss that felt like a point of no return. This singular moment of weakness has already started a domino effect, leaving both of their marriages hanging by a thread and threatening to spark a scandal that could ruin their social standing forever. Things didn't get any easier during a tense night at the local club. What started as a glamorous evening became a psychological battleground when Nicole and Carlton bumped into Ted. The vibe shifted instantly when Nicole saw that Ted wasn't exactly sitting at home pining for her. Instead, he appeared to be moving on quite comfortably with Shanice. Seeing him move forward so publicly rattled Nicole, making it clear to Beyond the Gates fans that a bitter new rivalry is officially in play. In the professional circles of Beyond the Gates, things were just as dirty, with power plays defined by leverage rather than logic. Joey Armstrong proved exactly how cold-blooded he can be by cornering Leslie. Through a mix of legal intimidation and old-fashioned blackmail, Joey forced her to retreat from the controversial free clinic project. It was a decisive victory, but Leslie isn't the type to vanish quietly. Instead of retreating, Leslie turned her aggression toward Shanice. She delivered a haunting warning, basically telling Shanice to watch her back if she continued to chase Ted. While these boardroom battles raged, Vanessa faced a much more physical danger. In a shocking twist on Beyond the Gates, she was intercepted by a furious man from her past. This encounter was a stark reminder that even behind the high walls of Fairmont Crest, you can't outrun the consequences of what you did years ago. The Beyond the Gates Spoilers weekly update for January 26-30 features Leslie setting a trap while Kial and Nicole grow closer. What does that mean for Carlton? Monday, January 19, episode number 438. Beyond the Gates, Inside Fairmont Crest. Special episode that pulls back the curtain on Beyond the Gates with commentary from the actors as they relive their storylines, including all of Season 1's explosive affairs, shocking cons, and family secrets. Tuesday, January 20th. Episode number 212. The Hamiltons had an awkward celebration at the country club after Chelsea and Naomi received negative results for the BRCA gene. However, things were awkward because Dani and Haley were in the same vicinity, and Naomi may have been lying about the negative result. Meanwhile, Joey put Leslie in her place. He was tired of her pushing to have the free clinic named after her. Instead, Joey gave her a flash drive that we assume contained incriminating evidence against her. She knew she had lost this minor battle. She remained determined to win the war. While Vanessa and Nicole caught up, Vanessa gave her an update about Deanna. And when the conversation turned to Nicole's love life, Vanessa handed her a business card for Heart Attach, the escort service she runs. Dr. Kial Rollins arrived at the hospital and talked to Shanice. The orthopedist told her that he had a consultation with Dr. Carlton Fitzgerald. They realized their connection to Nicole. Also, Madison witnessed a side of Chelsea she didn't like, Chelsea's wild side. Chelsea felt wilder and freer, knowing she didn't carry the BRCA variant. Wednesday, January 21st, episode number 213. Kat and Ted argued over Eva. She was upset that her father revealed her BRCA gene results to the half-sister she hates. As far as Kat was concerned, it was none of her business. Ted said he was done with this apology tour. He was a good father to her. He had enough room in his heart for both his daughters and Martin. Naomi said the words to Anita's oncologist. She was positive for the BRCA gene. Unfortunately, she continued to hide her new normal from her entire family, including Danny and Jacob. Elsewhere, Vanessa propositioned Kiel. She gave him her business card for her real estate agency. She encouraged him to put down roots in the area. Jacob clashed with Marcel and Elon over his lead. The case was dangerous, and Jacob wanted to be the one who went undercover. He got the go-ahead. Smitty and Martin were surprised by Tyrell's 180 on cotillions. Even though he insisted it was an antiquated event, he revealed that he would be going as Jessica's date. Nicole found out Shanice and Ted were dating when she and Carlton ran into them at the country club. Thursday, January 22nd, episode number 214. Danny showed up at Bill's office and thanked him for being there for her and their girls. They continued to talk, and then Danny kissed him. Tomas witnessed the kiss, and Bill saw him outside his office door. Haley felt cornered. She met up with Lynette, who got a huge bill from Bill's law firm. Haley agreed to get the firm to take her on pro bono or make it go away somehow. Haley also fretted over her plan to murder Bill. She said she needed more help from Randy. At Orphe Jeans, Vanessa was accosted by the irate husband, who called her after learning that his wife had used her escort service. Vanessa stood up to him, but Randy walked in and kept things from escalating further. Joey was super upset that this guy tried to manhandle Vanessa. Two couples took the next step in their relationships by the end of the night: Carlton and Nicole, and Ted and Shanice. It turned out that Smitty gave Jacob the lead on the dangerous plasma ring. The two met up for drinks and decided to work together while Jacob went undercover. Friday, January 23rd, episode number 240. Instead of Vernon accompanying Anita to chemotherapy, she arranged for Sharon to sit with her. At home after the session, Anita collapsed. Meanwhile, Bill offered Tomas the junior partner job at the firm, which he did very conveniently after Tomas witnessed his and Danny's kiss. Danny and Pamela needed a new model, and they decided that Isaiah should be the one to fill that role. Ashley and Grayson had lunch at Orphe Jeans, and guess who showed up and crashed their daytime date? Derek. Ashley called Derek out for sabotage. He did it at the restaurant, and he spilled all about Ashley's love life to her mother. Meanwhile, Jan told Mona she did not approve. Leslie confronted Shanice and warned her to back off from Ted. Shanice didn't go for it. She pushed right back. Jacob came clean about his undercover mission to Naomi, but she didn't tell her husband about her test results. She has told Ashley, however. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 26-30 reveal that Nicole arrives at Uptown in style and immediately draws attention. "Oh my God, that dress, the hair, she looks," Kat says, before Tomas chimes in, "Fine as hell." Bill is caught off guard during a hospital visit when his results show some issues. Meanwhile, Naomi tells Jacob she's heading to the hospital to do research on preventative cancer treatment. Plus, Haley schemes with Andre. "You know what's up, Andre. You know what you have to do," she tells him. Anita's in dire straits, so Vernon reaches out to an unlikely source for help. Nicole updates Danny on a recent milestone and then does something drastic. Ashley is there for Naomi. Bill puts Tomas in his place, Kat gets an eyeful. Joey teaches someone a harsh lesson. Vanessa takes care of business. Haley faces rejection on two fronts. Andre has a romantic surprise for Danny. Chelsea and Madison struggle to get on the same page. Kial and Nicole grow closer. Leslie sets a trap. Martin wonders where Smitty was all night. Vernon gets kicked out of the house. Nicole doesn't mince words with her judgmental daughter. Jacob and Elon clash. Naomi continues to hide the truth from her husband. Chelsea and Kat prep for their Fenmore's meeting. Ashley referees an altercation between Derek and Grayson. Danny propositions Isaiah. Bill's attempt to reminisce with Vernon is instead met with disdain. Leslie's mood makes her daughter wary of what's to come. Haley is frustrated by the lack of progress in her murder plot. Bill gets some strange lab results. Anita is horrified by a loss. Eva's confrontation with Kat leads to trouble with Isaiah. Nicole lets someone into her bedroom. Chelsea makes another bold move.